Hey guys, what's up? Scottish Tuck here, once again. Okay, collection update time, once again. Remember in my last collection update I said that I was going to be a good boy and not buy any games for a while? Yeah, that was a lie. I bought games. Oh boy. And if my latest videos weren't any sort of major giveaway of that, they're all Sega related, old Sega console related in some way. I don't know what it is, that's just the phase that I'm in at the moment, that's where I kind of just want to build up my sort of time on in terms of gaming, I suppose. I haven't even bought anything in the Steam summer sale which ended a few days ago there. I bought maybe the odd thing that was £2 or something, but nothing crazy like you normally would in a Steam sale, so yeah, that's pretty much that. So yeah, and one thing that I got is right here at my feet, okay? And it's a really sweet bit of Sega merch that I've always wanted, and I'm very excited to have it, but we'll save that for the end. So with that said, let's get to it. Now, one thing that I've got here is something that I've never owned, and I just look at it and I'm like, why the fuck have I never tried to own this? I've had all these means, I've had all these desires to own it. It's just, I've just been lazy and never gotten around to it. And that's this right here. It says DC region free. I wrote this on here because when it came in the post it was just a regular CDR disc. But yes, this is a, I don't even know what you would call it, a sort of, makes the Dreamcast region free basically. You bung it in there, you turn it on, then you take it out, put a game from out of your region in there, and it plays it just fine. Being such a massive Dreamcast guy and such a massive region free guy, it just blows my mind that it's taken me this long to get there. Because this is going to open up my Dreamcast catalogue like crazy. There have been so many games that were only released in Japan or America for the Dreamcast that I have always wanted to play but never could. And see, the thing is, I actually got this off of eBay. I just look at it and think to myself, why was I too lazy to burn the thing to a disc myself? Because obviously I've never done that before with Dreamcast. Obviously Dreamcast has hideously piss poor copyright protection. You could just copy a game to one of these things, bung it in, and it fucking plays it. It's unbelievable. But I've never once really tried that, and you could buy these discs that I've seen them before that would make Dreamcast region free, but I thought I was going to get one, but instead whoever I bought it from just sent me this. Is it just me, or does that sound hideously illegal? You're already selling these sort of discs that make the Dreamcast region free, which can't be all that legal, but not only that, you're burning it to a fucking disc and just selling it for profit. I don't know, I'm not mad or anything, I'm just saying, I'm just raising my eyebrow thinking, yeah, that's a thing. But it is wonderful to finally have something to do that with. With that said, let me, I want to throw this out here. Wee quick question for you guys, because something that's been really bugging me. One moment. I may need to, oh no, here it is. Okay, right. Now, this is in terms of non-European Dreamcast games, these are the ones that I own at the moment, okay? Bomberman Online, this is the only American one I have. This works just fine, I can play this. D2 Dreamcast version, I can play this. I really want to get this in English though, because I really just want to play it. I love D, I love Enemy Zero. I need to get this in English. Okay, soon. And I also have the Sonic Adventure 2 birthday pack, I think it's called, for Sonic's 10th anniversary. It comes with the game and a couple other little cool things. This works just fine as well. But one game that I have that isn't working is this, Rent-A-Hero number 1, okay? This is a sequel to a Mega Drive game, and as far as I'm aware, it's a fairly nice, cult hit for import gamers on the Dreamcast and stuff. Now, I pop it in, and it is actually running. You can hear it running, you can hear the menus and shit and all of that. But I'm not getting any video on it. The video, my telly sort of acts like there just is no video. It just tells you how do I put this? It just tells you what the name of the signal is, and that's it. Even though the sound is coming through, it's pretending like the video section of the cable is just not plugged in. Does anybody know why that is? Like, I tried Googling it and I couldn't think of anything, but in the off chance anybody knows what the hell is up, is there something up with my Dreamcast or whatever, would be much appreciated. But either way, this is the only game that's like giving me any sort of grief, and yeah, you can expect a lot more out of region Dreamcast games in these videos from now on. Okay, how long we into this? We haven't showed off a single game, so let's jump right into it. Right, first of all, I picked up this Wonder Boy 3 The Dragon's Trap for the Master System. Now, this is actually the game that got remade relatively recently. You know, you can get it on Steam, PS4, Xbox One, and even Nintendo Switch. And to be honest, if I'm going to play this game, I'm probably going to play like that remade version. Limited Run Games is coming out with like a physical version of it. I will get that, I swear to God. But I still wanted to get this original version. I'm currently trying to play through like the Shining Force games right now, but as soon as I'm like satisfied with that, the next like Sega franchise that I'm willing to dip my toes into is definitely Wonder Boy / Monster World. They actually released like a Monster World Heritage collection for PS3 and 360 last generation, and on it you had like because this series is so confusing, because there's 6 games, but only 4 of them are sort of like semi-RPG. But only 3 of the semi-RPG ones were on that vintage collection. This one wasn't. And the remake that came out doesn't even have Sega's name attached to it, so I guess Sega doesn't own the rights to this one specifically, but they do the other ones. It's confusing, and you know, when you throw in the whole Wonder Boy versus Adventure Island shit, do your own research, because I don't fucking know, but I'm gonna play these games, I really am. So yeah, that's Wonder Boy 3. Okay. Alright, next up we have now, this game was actually quite a surprise purchase actually, because what happened was that, and I don't normally do this, or rather I do normally do it, but it never works out for me, is I just put a bid on eBay and was like, nah, there's no way I'm gonna win that. That game goes for way more than this. I just left it for a few days and then I got told, oh, you won it. And I'm like, okay. And that's Final Fight CD for the Mega CD, obviously. Never played this, never played any of the Final Fight games. As far as if I remember correctly, Final Fight 1, 2, and 3, you know, the home ports that they got, the most famous home ports, I guess I could say, were on the Super Nintendo. But they never came out over here, so I never really bothered to check them out that much. But this was apparently like the definitive home version of Final Fight. Feel what I've heard, the first one, you know. And so I was like, that'd be a nice thing to own, and now I've got it. To be fair, I sat down to play it for a wee bit, and I'm probably extremely in fact, yeah, I am extremely biased. It just made me want to play Streets of Rage, and I totally understand that if it wasn't for this game, Streets of Rage wouldn't exist, because that was Sega's answer to this series. It's even got like the same sort of yellow life bars for other like enemies and stuff. It looks really, really similar. But yeah, I've just played way too much Streets of Rage. Okay, I do plan on sitting down and playing a bit more though, because it's not like it's bad or anything. I just prefer Streets of Rage. But yeah, Final Fight CD. There we go. Right, now next we have a couple of Saturn games. First is this, Manx TT Superbike. Okay, I feel so childish for admitting this, right? But I only pretty much bought this because it was super cheap, and because I had a friend who I was talking with on Discord at the time, and he was telling me his Sega Saturn collection. He doesn't even really have a Sega Saturn collection, he just has a Sega Saturn with a handful of games. And all the games that he had, I owned, except this one, and in my mind I'm like, no, I can't have that. I can't have him having a game for the Saturn that I've no got. How much is it? Oh, it's cheap. I bought it. It's literally just a motorcycle racing game, of which I'm not mega fond of, you know, unless it's Hang On or something. So, not too much to say on it, honestly. It's just a motorcycle racing game for the Saturn, so yeah. And then next, kind of regret getting this one actually. This is Virtua Cop, the original. I've got Virtua Cop 2 back there. And it sort of came, obviously, in like this little jewel case as opposed to the regular cases that you get Sega Saturn games in. And I'm pretty sure the reason it came in this is because this was originally part of like a box that you would get the light gun in, you know, the Sega Saturn light gun, and it probably came with this. I don't own any light guns for any consoles at the moment, anyway. I'm pretty sure I only have a HD telly in this flat, and I'm pretty sure no light gun in existence for any like the older consoles will work on a HD telly, at least that's what I've heard. But I would like to try and get one eventually. Like maybe, like I'd really love to like in this room just have like a little mounted CRT telly and just play some old games in here. It's pretty small, but it would be pretty cool. I'd dig it, you know. But yeah, either way, this is a really nice thing to have. Virtual Co-op. We'll get around to it at some point, but yeah, there you go. Okay, the last 3 games are Dreamcast games, including that little... did I even talk about it at the beginning? Because I have, like... I bought something that is... something that I've wanted for a good while. It's here at my feet, that's why I'm looking down here. And, yeah, it's pretty nice to finally have it, but we'll get to that last. Let's just go over these first 2 games here. Okay. First of all, for the Dreamcast, we have Hydro Thunder. This is basically, from what I can tell, Wipeout on the water, you know? Like, wasn't it... Actually, wasn't it... Did Midway make the Wipeout games? I've got one here. I don't think it's going to tell me. I don't know off the top of my head, but basically it is a sort of racing game where you play as like a jet ski thing. It's not bad. It's not bad at all, and I like the... all the environments just look so Dreamcast to me, because I remember I used to like see this game like in like Dreamcast like trailers and stuff, you know. It was and it was always something I meant to get around to trying but never did, but now I have. So yeah, Hydro Thunder, not bad at all. Next, okay, this was something that I really wanted to try, okay. Recently I played through Die Hard Arcade for the Saturn, which is actually Dynamite Deca in Japan. Doesn't have anything to do with Die Hard, even though I'm pretty sure they just wanted to make a Die Hard game, but couldn't get the rights. But then ironically, when it came over to, you know, the States and that, they were just like, actually we can get the rights, so let's just make it Die Hard, and that's why we have Die Hard Arcade. Anyway, I love Die Hard Arcade, okay? I played through the thing on the Saturn for the first time just a couple of weeks ago there, and really fell in love. It was just a really fun sort of beat 'em up game, and I heard this existed and I had to get it. This is a Dynamite Cult, which is Dynamite Deca 2 in Japan. At least, well, it's the sequel to Die Hard Arcade. Obviously, they don't have the Die Hard license for this one anymore. But it is definitely much the same game. Instead of like being trapped in a building to rescue the president's daughter, you're on a ship rescuing the president's daughter. And there's things like more playable characters, a more selection of like missions that you can like choose in what order, other little modes like that. And so even though there's a lot more to this one, I don't know, I kind of feel like I preferred the one on the Saturn more. Maybe it just like had that like first impact on me. On the Saturn, you know. This is not a bad game at all, you know. It's still really fun to play. It plays very much the same, really. And yeah, that's pretty much all I can say on that. Check it out if you haven't. I mean, I'd probably recommend Die Hard Arcade over it, but still, Dynamite Cult, good shit. Right. So, this thing that I've got here now, as I said before, it is a Dreamcast game. And it's something that I've wanted for a long time. I never thought I would get it because this thing goes for outrageous prices. But I got it. I can't believe how cheap I got this for, okay? I have seen the game, the disc, by itself, go for more money than I actually spent on this entire thing. And what is the entire thing? It is Samba de Amigo. With the maracas in the box and shit. Holy crap, I can't believe I finally have this, okay? And again, I got it for such a nice price. And to be fair, I think the reason for that is because the box itself is extremely banged up. You can see that there was like water damage here or something, and they put cardboard in on the inside so that it's still protected and stuff. So The box is definitely bad, but the actual, like, let me see if I can do this. Everything else is, like, just really, really mint. I'll just do a little show off what's in the actual box here. The first thing you get is the little mat here. You've got like little Velcro tips here that you put the sensor on. What is the sensor? The sensor is right here. Yeah, here it is here. There's a lot to this, and I'm really going to have to tidy up after this, but this basically sticks to the mat, and they have like little sensor things which keep track of the maracas. Speaking of the maracas, here they are here. I'll no bother taking these out the bags, but yeah. They've got little wires that plug into the sensor, and it's really, I've already played it, it's surprisingly accurate at like determining the difference in height, and there's a lot of ways to adjust it. Like if you're fucking tall as hell like I am, you know, you can set it in such a way so that you're not, it doesn't feel uncomfortable, and so yeah, it works so well. And of course we have the game itself, which you can play without the maracas. It's just a bit pointless really because you're just pushing the buttons. This game was also on the Wii, but it was butchered to hell on the Wii. They did a terrible job with the Wii version of this. And it's so upsetting because the definitive way to play Samba de Amigo is either to find an arcade unit, which are probably rare as hell at this point, or to play it in this, which is expensive as hell. So, as a Dreamcast fan, it is very, very, like, it's really awesome to finally have this. And again, I'm going to keep bragging about it for the price I got for it as well. Makes it even better. So, yeah. Samba de Amigo, awesome. So happy. So happy to have that now. Right, I better clean all this up now. So, that's that, guys. Okay. Now, hopefully, I will be a bit better. I won't. I won't at all, but I have a problem. How many times am I going to say this? You all still watch me, so there, okay? I don't know how to end the video. Anyway, see you after. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.